Hey fam, welcome back. If you've been running drive-in or flatbed for a while and you want to tap into the drayage or container market, then this video is for you. Let's go. There's really only 5 things you need in place in order to move containers or run drayage. That's your TWIC card, your SCAC code, UIIA registration, chassis pool registration, and finally registering with the port of your choice. Okay, let's start with talking about how to get a TWIC card. TWIC cards are required to go in and out of the ports. So they're actually a form of government clearance that's processed through TSA. It's a program that's under TSA for transportation workers. It provides the credentials you need to go in and out of the ports. Currently, it's $125 to enroll, and it's renewable every 5 years. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is go to the TSA website. There you can enroll and complete your application. During the enrollment process, you'll be asked to set up an appointment with a TSA office that's near you. This appointment is just to verify your identification documents against your application, like your driver's license, birth certificate, social security card. You'll bring those documents into the office so they can verify against the application. And then in about 2 to 3 weeks, you will get the physical TWIC card in the mail. Okay, so next up is the SCAC code. SCAC code is the unique identifier to the ports to your specific company. It is used for everything that you do at the ports, whether you're picking up an import, grabbing an empty for an export, it's assigned back to your SCAC code. Even when you go grab a chassis from the chassis pool, it's also assigned to your SCAC code. So everything that you do at the ports require a SCAC code. In order to get a SCAC code, you need to fill out the application. So you would go to the SCAC code's website, NMFTA, complete the application, and then once completed, you'll get the SCAC code immediately. You're even able to download your SCAC certificate so that you'll have it and you'll always know what the SCAC code, your SCAC code is. Again, it's the unique identifier to the ports to your specific company. SCAC codes are about $80 and they are renewed annually. Okay, so next up is the UIIA. It stands for Uniform Intermodal Interchange Agreement, but you can think of the UIIA as the connection between you, the carrier, and all of the equipment providers that provide equipment for intermodal shipments, like drayage. All carriers must be registered with the UIIA in order to haul containers. The sole purpose of the UIIA is to make sure that your insurance, your trucking insurance, meets the requirements of its equipment providers. So equipment providers like CMA, Maersk, MSC, they provide shipping containers. But you also have the railways like Norfolk Southern and CSX. And all of these equipment providers have their own specific insurance requirements. So, and they rely on the UIIA to make sure that your insurance also meets their insurance requirements. And when they do, then you are approved to work with that equipment provider. In order to be registered with the UIIA, you will go to their website and go under motor carrier and application. Once you get there, you will fill in your application regarding your company. You will also need your SCAC code before you register for the UIIA. But once you're completed with that application, then you will have a UIIA account. And then you'll make sure that your insurance is connected to the UIIA. So they will send you information that you would send to your insurance agent, who will then electronically send your insurance information to the UIIA so that they have it on file. The UIIA registration is roughly between $300 and $400 for the year. So it has to be renewed annually. Okay, let's talk about chassis pools. There are several chassis equipment providers that provide chassis for chassis pools. They allow you to rent their chassis for the day for a daily charge. You can pick up chassis from the ports, from the rail, and sometimes from container yards. In order to participate in a chassis pool, you must be registered with the UIIA first, and then you need to be approved with one of the equipment providers for chassis. Some of the top providers is DCLI, Milestone, TWIC. So as long as you are approved with one of those equipment providers for chassis, then you can participate in the chassis pool. CCM Shipments is the main chassis pool reservation system. It allows you to book a chassis, book or reserve a chassis for pickup. It also allows you to pick which location you want to pick up the chassis from. You would simply register for an account on their website, CCM Shipments, in order to start booking your chassis. And finally, we have port registration. So when you drop off a container, pick up a chassis, it's going to require that your company be registered with that port. Now, this is going to depend on which port you decide to work out of. It could be the Port of Savannah, Charleston, the Port of Los Angeles, or the Port of Virginia. It doesn't matter which port. A motor carrier can register at any of the ports. I would probably choose the port that is closest to you to start with. To register with the port, you would simply go to that port's website and look for motor carrier registration. You would then complete the registration by providing your company information along with your SCAC code and also your truck information. I know this is a lot of information, so I created a checklist. It gives a lot more details into each of the steps. All you got to do is put in the comments below, send me the checklist, and I'll make sure it gets to you. Okay, so there you have it. There's only 5 steps to hauling containers. Getting your TWIC card, your SCAC code, registering with the UIIA, registering with CCM Shipments for your chassis, and then finally registering with the port of your choice. So let's get busy. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you want a copy of the checklist, just put it in the comments below, send me the checklist, and I'll get it to you. Again, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.